Hello, everybody. Welcome to the end of TravelScrum Hackathon 2020. We have exciting news to report today about winners, but first we have a very aggressive and very satisfying program that recaps everything that we started in the middle of March through the next hour or so of enjoying all of the successes that the hackers, the mentors, the judges, and the core participants in the volunteerism of TravelScrum provided over the last week or so in this amazing international gathering, a virtual hackathon. So before I introduce my colleagues here, I just wanted to say that this is the completion of the first event in our strategy at TravelScrum to ready, fire, and aim at the coronavirus in order to bring back the travel industry. There are many vectors that we've been on since we began this movement and this not-for-profit company, and we purposefully made a hackathon, an action-oriented product, if you will, of people who have been affected by this need for help and are eager to give help to all of our colleagues, all of our business associates, and all travelers who are on the sidelines of travel right now. So this has been a roaring success in terms of numbers, which we'll get to in a few moments. But it does emphasize the mission of TravelScrum, a not-for-profit movement, and that is to educate, inform, and to help in the skills building of the businesses and the workers in the travel, tourism, and hospitality industry around the world. We're a community, we're not a business. We're a movement, we're not a flash in the pan. And this is all demonstrated by the incredible volunteerism that the core team has organized, but all of you in the audience of additional players, volunteers, mentors, and experts have brought to the table. So with that, I'd like to introduce my co-founder and the patron saint of the hackathon. That's Florian Menzi.
Thank you, Gene. What to say after that? Thanks really for this introduction. More than that, I would like to welcome you again. So telling you welcome to the Scrum, because you've been part of it since already. Some of you since last weekend, others since 1 month, others since 3 months. And it's been a great adventure so far. And I'd like to take a small moment to thank a bit everyone who has been joining the movement, as you said, Gene, where we'll be looking into doing and achieving more things and more opportunities for the travel industry, and go towards bringing issues, solutions, and finding, why not, also as well, blue oceans in order for the travel industry to reinvent itself. The people I'd like to thank, and I'm going to be very fast before giving the floor to Saloni, are all the mentors, and we will be seeing some of them right after, which have contributed to the success. All the judges which have spent the last days going through numerous times all your projects, all the supporters which have confided in us in that first event, and of course all the volunteers which have joined the organizing team. And you will see plenty of us today. However, various of them are not going to be here on the line. So I'm going to give the names quickly because I don't want to forget them. And I think it's important to give their names at the beginning. So Augustin, you did a great job. Thank you. Mona, thank you. Leonardo, you're a king. Thank you. Antoine, thank you very much. Oriane as well. Nanjabulo, you did amazing. Grisel, thank you for joining from Miami. Naz, Violeta from the different places around the world as well. Thank you so much. Veronica, un fuerte abrazo. And Katie, who is in the back scene, thank you so much as well for all the job you've done and you're doing currently. The way it's going to go forward, so you have the agenda, we're going to do some panels, we're going to have achievements being brought, also some fun facts, and we will go to the winners afterwards and the awards. So without any more minute, Saloni, the floor is yours, and thank you also as well for being part of the movement and having built and operated this hackathon like a master.
Thank you so much, Florian. And actually, today is the culmination of all the efforts which we have together put in to make this hack come to life. And I would first take this opportunity to thank both Jean and you for having me along with you in this movement and in this mission. I think when we first started, it was just the two of you with the vision, and I jumped along. But today we have such a large community. We have our volunteers, we have the mentors, and we have the hackers, the participants who make TravelScrum what it is. And that is what we thought of. And it gives me a lot of pride that we have such a large community, and that too an active one. You have named a lot of people who have worked with us in the team, and certainly they are the ones who have made this possible. They have literally worked round the clock, be it on Slack, be it behind the scenes, sending out emails, making our posters to make all of this happen. So a very big thank you from me also to all the volunteers to make this come to life. I would not forget the mentors who are sort of the backbone of our initiative, and they have been along with us from the very beginning as well. They have been sharing their insights about the industry, which are still there on YouTube and which will stay forever, because we are really grateful for them for giving us that kind of a direction so that we could take this further. And they were so actively engaged during the days of the hackathon. It was so impressive. And looking at what the final product is, what the teams have come up with, we can see the effort of the mentors in that. So thanks, a very big thank you to all the mentors. And then I would like to thank the hackers. You really kept us going, and the energy which you had was really very, very nice. It was good to see you all very active on Slack, and the projects are commendable. Like today is the award ceremony, and I would certainly want to say it was very tough for the judges to come up with the final winner, because you have tackled the challenges which were brought forward, and hope we can all come out of this pandemic with some of these great solutions coming to life. I would now maybe just go through some of the key achievements, the big numbers which we would want to talk about.
Thank you,
Okay, so
Saloni. We're jumping off with Jean, and thank you,
okay.
and thank you to the teams.
Thanks, Real. Thanks, Florian. So in terms of numbers, we had around 430 registrations on DevPost of participants who took part in this hackathon. We had 86 submissions, out of which 49 is what we call the valid submissions. And these submissions have a very fair mix from across the globe. We have 19 submissions from APAC. And because I am from APAC, so cheers for APAC. We had 17 from EMEA, and we had 13 from the Americas. Our Slack channel was very active. We had around 15,000 messages exchanged over Slack in the 3 days of the hackathon. So very, very exciting. And just when the entire volunteer team thought that it's open, it's all closed on the 15th of June, we still had a long way to go after that, because trust me, the whole process of judging was not easy. And then coming up with the feedback forms and how do we keep the community engaged was also quite a task. We had around 9 YouTube live sessions, and we learned a lot from that. And yesterday we had our pre-award ceremony, which was like a wine session talking about Georgian wines. And we were very happy to see that a lot of you joined in and learned a lot from that session. So thank you for joining in over there. We would want to continue with these kind of happy hours if all of you are interested. So let us know what you're keen on so that we can keep it going. We had participation from a lot of people, and I must like say that we also had students participating. That like, how encouraging is that? Like, we have students who have no idea about the industry joining in. We had some very established industry names over there who took part in the hackathon. We had representation from 64 countries, making this hackathon truly global. And then I would like to call to join me Aurelie, who was almost everything in this hackathon. She was a volunteer, she's a judge, and she's also a sponsor. She's helping us there as well. She's going to provide mentorship. So Aurelie, how do you think? How was the feeling? And because you have done hackathons before.
Yes. So the feeling was actually amazing, and this one was very unique because I almost felt like I was on both sides. You know, like the pure organization side, but also judging the final ideas, and sitting like right here in the middle felt really good. Like you say, I really enjoyed all the variety in terms of participants, like students. Obviously, they're next gen, so it's our future. We had established companies, like you say, who took the opportunity of this specific hack to develop new features, acquire new skills, do some team building. We had outsiders. We always love that because they bring some fresh perspectives. Something that maybe once you're in the industry, you don't necessarily point out straight
You
away.
don't think of it, yes.
Exactly.
You're just too constrained.
Yes, and even like passionate developers, I always love that running hackathons because they have a very simple way and very relevant way of thinking about a problem. Like you have a problem and now find a solution without knowing a lot about the industry. And I think it helps us as well to be a little bit disrupted and think outside of the box. And what I wanted to share as well is like broad trends that we have observed among those 49 projects that we have judged. So we will have a judge panel after that, so I won't step on their toes. But just like broad features, it's well, the first one is like really about aggregating inventory. Build new capabilities, like build booking capabilities that were not here before, or adding like a booking platform with a new twist. A lot of time this happened thanks to the APIs that we provided during this hack. Then we had creative solutions involving AR, VR, or even just virtual tours.
I love them. Yes.
Yes, that was really nice.
I attended those. Yes.
We saw many things that are a solution to the current problem and challenge that we have in the industry, but that might stay as well longer post-COVID. Like if you're thinking about those AR or VR virtual tours, I mean, this can act like a powerful lead generator for tourism operators, for example. We had as well teams looking at building new types of experiences. So whether it was building
it was a challenge for them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sustainability and experiences, rethinking that.
Exactly. And they were really like thinking niche, tackling one challenge, but really tackling that challenge very thoroughly. And this was very interesting. Even like the tech part, we saw some projects related to tech, touchless technology, or even bringing in more data to build more trust and to bring more transparency for the final users. We also saw like microservices being developed, pure tech services acting like plug and play that could be integrated by third parties. So again, like
quick solutions for COVID.
Yeah, exactly. And some solutions that tackle the three challenges. So yeah, it was a fun ride. It's a crazy train, and we're not done yet. This is the awards, but I'm very
exciting part.
Yes. So yeah, I guess that was my 2 cents.
Thank you, Aurélie. And it's of course lovely to have you across everything and very active on social media. Okay, before we move on to the panel, I would just want to cover three things. First is we want to have this community still very actively engaged. So our Slack channel, the Slack workspace still stays. We will reduce the number of channels because otherwise people are posting all across, but it stays. So whenever you have an idea, you are looking for help in this community, please go to Slack. We would try to keep it as active as possible. We will be sharing out feedback forms after this award ceremony. We want to hear from you what you expect from TravelScrum because you are a very key part of TravelScrum. So do fill in those feedback forms and let's together come up with ideas of what we can do in the future. The last thing I want to say is it's an award ceremony and we cannot call anybody on stage because it's a virtual award ceremony. But what we request you, if the teams are here, the winning teams, if they are here till the end, and you should stay till the end, please write to us. We'll send you a message on Slack with a link to join the StreamYard. We really want you all over here on stage, on this virtual stage, so that you can come and talk about your experiences. I think the participants are the only missing piece in this puzzle right now who've not come on stage. So please stay here over here with us and join us on StreamYard later. Thank you, and thanks, Florian.
That's going to be a challenge, but definitely.
No, we'll get them.
I hope they will be able to join us.
Okay, perfect. And now I think I'll leave Florian and to go ahead with the panel.
Thanks, Saloni, and thank you already for the insights regarding the different projects and how the hack went and what were some of the outcomes. So now we're going to do a small panel with mentors, which have been helping in the last days, and I'm calling in Kevin O'Shaughnessy, Anne Derry, and Jens Wernborg to join, as they have been highly active. They're covering different regions.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
How's everything?
Very good.
It's good to see you. So first, where before to start, where are you based, so that everyone knows? By Jens, you might be cheating, but where are you based originally and normally?
Well, normally I should be in Hong Kong, but right now I'm stuck in Europe on the way back to Hong Kong.
Okay, so APAC, you're the APAC representative, let's say. And where are you based?
I'm based in New York City, so I'm the representative from the Americas.
Excellent. And Kevin?
I'm here in Dublin.
In Dublin. Ah, nice. So EMEA, that's good. So I'm very happy to have you. We'll do a couple some questions. So first, to know, was it the first hackathon for you? So Anne, for example, was it your first hack?
Yes, it was. It was the very first, and I wasn't really sure what the experience was going to be like. So I found it really exciting. Really, it was very rewarding for me, and I think it was equally rewarding for the for the mentees as well.
So who did you mentor, Anne?
I believe it was CrowdView and a broad entry.
Nice. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Kevin, was it your first hack? I know the answer, but still, I want to ask.
No. It was Florian. I had a brief moment of crisis beforehand where I said, "Will I mentor, or will I just put a team together and we'll enter for the crack?" It would have been great fun. I love hackathons, whether it's coming in with the ideas in the team, or no ideas in the team, or just being an API provider. I think it's my second being a mentor. I love hackathons. They're just such a great way of getting ideas out of the tree, So not my first virtual one, though. My first virtual.
First virtual. And so who did you mentor?
So I had the team called Brainy Hacks, I love the name, and Traxit from Italy.
Nice. Okay. Good. And Jens, was it your first hack?
My first virtual one, but I've done a few startup weekends in Hong Kong before. So it was a great experience because everybody came around from all around the world. I mean, otherwise we meet up for a weekend, and that's a great lot of fun. But you made new friends here around the world as well.
So one small question during the hack. So first, what did you get out of the hack? What's your feeling? What do you want to say? What is the outcome for you? So who wants to start? Anne?
Sure. Well, I think the whole experience was just inspirational. I mean, for me, to see all of these young hackers, these engineers, developers, they had so many amazing ideas, and it was amazing how quickly they could pivot and create things and change direction, develop, just based on the feedback we were giving them. So I think it was wonderful how open and receptive they were to hearing feedback. So I think it's just inspirational to know there's a whole new generation out there of hackers that are really trying to help our industry that's been stuck for a long time with antiquated technologies. And I think this pandemic has given us all an opportunity, to seize the moment and become innovative and, collectively help us all get this industry back on the road again.
Thanks. And have you been able to interact with other teams and with your colleagues, mentors as well? Did you build a network?
Yes, I did. And my network expanded on LinkedIn, and I got all kinds of messages throughout last weekend, and throughout the week I've been trying to keep track of what's going on in Slack. So it's just exciting. It's such a huge global community feeling that I don't know if I would have had that same feeling if it was actually live. So I think this virtual environment created a whole different atmosphere for everyone to get to know each other in.
Thanks. Yeah, Jens,
something
your insights?
magical about the scope there, Florian. I think the virtual aspect of this was probably the scale that you had it at. You had such talent there. Revenue managers, people with deep sectoral travel knowledge, as well as some of the traditional travel teams as well. I don't think you could have ever seen that at a physical event. Trying to fly everybody in from around the world, all those teams in one location with all that talent, that's very rare. That was very rare. That was one of my biggest surprises from the event. There was such talent there from within the industry that you wouldn't normally get to travel at the same time.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the opportunities going forward as well, to have these multiple. And I mean, it's a bit an effort to do an event, but you go out of the weekend with more energy than you had going in, because you meet a lot of people with all this, you want to do stuff. So it was a great experience.
Yeah.
So me, I have a question, and after I would like you to ask yourself one question as well, so that you do some practice. So think of a question you would like to ask one of your peers. But first, Jens, I know that you're a master from the startup community, but you're used in driving products and teams which are already at the MVP level and final product. Have you seen in this hack products, teams, projects that you think could become something viable, sustainable, and that could become good?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the teams I was working with, one of them had a very sort of, I won't give a very useful product for travel of minors, and the other one was using technology from Google to basically help people at the airports to get around and to not get into. So yeah, no, I definitely a lot of products that can move them forward. And I think that's I asked both my teams to basically have an ask at the end, also say, how can we help you forward? Because when you see the videos and all that's like, so that you slide in your head, okay, yes, I can help you to get in contact with this one. And since we're global, we can do that.
Cool. Thanks, Jens. And as your corporate, I mean, all the travel industry has been impacted, but corporate business travel and corporate travel has been highly impacted as well. And you, as it's your first hack, have you seen solutions that could be useful for you as a company, corporate travel, in order to regain confidence in your market with your employees, with your customers? Have you seen something that could be of help?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of the projects that really focused on touchless solutions, making the whole travel experience as touchless as possible, I think that'll help. Whether you're a corporate traveler or you're a leisure traveler, it's going to give you more confidence as you go through that whole travel experience. I really did like a broad entry and the idea of doing online entry forms that also include some medical information, and everything is encrypted. And hopefully, somehow that could then connect to the custom offices and areas where once you disembark from the plane, so you don't have these mass crowds of people lining up without social distancing. So I think there are so many solutions here that have a lot of practical implications, and I'm really hoping that they actually come to fruition. Yeah.
Thanks, Anne. You, Kevin, you are the multi-entrepreneur of the lot. You are the technical guy. You have all the hats. My question to you is more technically, have you seen, based on what has been produced and developed, have you seen usage of technologies that you could use, or you think could be really impacting?
Look, there's one that stood out for me, and it's because it's simple, Florian. It's because it can be done and it can be rolled out to almost anywhere. And that's the kind of the mantra of a hackathon. Take two things and put them together and do something wonderful with them. Sometimes people bring IP and then they add on to it during a hackathon. That's okay. But the one that just stood out for me, it shone out of Slack for me on Sunday night. It was just this, I've forgotten the name, she'll kill me. Her name was Lay that submitted it. But it was this simple little QR code to scan once you get to the airport, and it tells you when to come to the counter if you have to go to the counter for a visa or check-in or whatever. That kind of thing is extremely implementable. It is extremely easy to do, and rolling it out should be simple in theory. So that's the kind of thing that I love to see at these hackathons, because not only can you come up with the idea, can you market the idea or start to sow that little seed of idea among a wider community, but you can also show it's possible to do. And a lot about travel is it's too hard. There's too many things. There's too much at stake. We can't touch anything that's moving. So just to see tiny little things like that, 1 + 1 equals multiple. That's what really excites me about a hackathon like this, especially when you have that knowledge from the industry that knows, I know where this could fit and I know where this could make a big impact. Tech-wise, though, I think they were spoiled for choice. Duffel was there as an API. Man, that's kind of cool stuff already. So they had a lot of toys to play with. So it's really about the simple things, though, at the end of the day. And I think that's where the queue jumping system really worked for me.
So you still have the floor. Do you have a question for me, for Jens, or for Anne?
Anne, I wonder, what is the one bit of advice you wished you'd given to your teams early on? So I must admit, I learned a little bit on the trot myself from a mentoring perspective. What do you regret not telling your teams as early as possible?
That's a really good question. Not telling them as early as possible. Probably to not get too caught up in the technical specifications and to focus on the broader picture. Dealing with developers, engineers, their mind goes in a certain direction, and to kind of get them out of that rabbit hole so that they could think broader, think a little bit more creatively. I wish I had thought of that in my first call, with both of the teams. Luckily it came to my head during the second call, and I think both teams were very receptive, and they really quickly got more of that creative development side going, and stop worrying about the coding and encrypting and all this other stuff that was going on.
Nobody cares if it's not the Wizard of Oz behind the UI pulling the
right,
levers for
right.
It just has to look like it's working. It's a hack.
Right, exactly. Yeah. They get caught up in the details, which is, of course, it's part of their part of their skill set. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a hackathon. We get to try something new, and
right.
It's the new tech that we haven't been able to touch at work. So why don't we go into the No, just make it look good. Make it look like it's working.
Right.
That's the key.
Exactly.
And do you have a question for your peers?
Yeah, I was going to ask Kevin, since you seem to be a veteran at this and wear so many different hats, did you see any sort of, from region to region, was there a different focus, or was there this kind of collective thought process going on in regards to what type of solutions needed to be developed? Or did a specific region really focus more on one solution than another?
I don't have the view from across regions I wish I had.
Okay.
From peppering through some of the submissions and looking through, it's like what I found was that, and what actually surprised me was there was still quite a lot of kind of travel planner type things there. I wasn't expecting that. There was some COVID stuff, which is good. We need to have relationship with data and intent for travel so that we can kind of inspire it, bring down the barriers a little bit. It's okay to, it feels like I'm flying to Afghanistan. I don't know where, but like a faraway place with customs and everywhere, when I'm just thinking about traveling to Europe all of a sudden. I don't know how. It feels like day one again. So
yeah.
These kind of things I think matter. So seeing that was good, but for me, no real regional change that I could pick. I'd love to have been a judge, and I'm sure the judges will eat that question up.
Jens, have you seen any differences? You are mentoring both regions, APAC and EMEA?
No, I think that the similar solutions across the regions. But what I've been thinking about is that we had business to consumer products, we had business to business, and I think those two will they will be able to make it by themselves. But what I think we could help a lot is the business to government. because the products that needs to get into an airport or something like that, how we can then help those teams to get those contacts with the airport authorities and so on, because that's Kevin, as you said, you travel in, it feels like you got new borders now suddenly.
Yeah.
So how do we help those teams get those government contacts?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. I take TravelScrum to look into it and try to provide solutions. So that's a good point.
Second event.
Yeah.
Well, but for me, I'm really thankful to have you on board for your help. Really appreciate as well the panel and the time you're giving here. I hope you'll definitely stay in contact with your teams. Definitely stay in contact with TravelScrum, and I can only wish you safe travels and to hopefully see you physically for a good drink or for food or whatever, just to be in contact, human contact. So you have guys.
Just in case Orally doesn't have it in the schedule for today, I have to give you guys a call out, yourself, Jean, and everybody behind this. This was dynamite. This was dynamite. I will be chasing this dragon for a long time. This was something special. Fair play to you guys for pulling this together. It was. Never seen that before. I want to see it again. Fair play. Bravo.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you've definitely caught on to something here, doing this in a virtual environment where you have such a huge reach of people around the world. I just thought it was wonderful, and all of you have worked so hard and around the clock, and it's just phenomenal. Yeah, wonderful success. Congratulations.
Yeah,
I'm being very touched because I'm having went away for the last 3 months.
No, you're being very helpful.
I don't want to get emotional. Thanks.
Hope to see you back here in say 6 months' time and see like what have we achieved, and so hearing back from the teams as well, and something like that. That would be great.
That would be wonderful. Yes.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
You.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. So now we have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have Shiksa and Alexandra coming up to give you some nice insights and crazy facts. Girls, thank you. The floor is yours, and I'm really happy for you to be able to present this and to enjoy your time in the ceremony. So have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Florian. I don't know how crazy the facts are, but there are for sure some fun facts, right, Shiksa?
Yeah, definitely. And we're looking forward to sharing all that with you, because it wasn't just 3 days of hacking. There was some fun stuff that happened, and there are some things that we really think that we should call out. So we're going to mention them right now. So if we go to the next slide. Okay, while we're pulling. Yeah, perfect. So we wanted to start with, we had a lot of teams, lots of projects submitted, and like Saloni mentioned, out of all of them, we had 49 valid submissions that went through, and that was great. We wanted to really highlight that when we looked at the submissions, we were impressed to see that there were 11 teams that went in solo. So we know how it can be, to work solo, and for you guys to have been able to pull that out by yourself in 3 days, that's really amazing, right?
I was absolutely amazed to see that they could pull off on their own what other teams had to pull their weight for, 3-4 people. That's amazing.
Yeah, and that includes, development work or any planning, even the videos you had to do, the pitch. That's great work. And we also heard from mentors as well, those people who were in solo teams. They had that drive, that passion, that even if they didn't have all the skills, a lot of you went out and learned new stuff just for this hackathon. And we are really, truly grateful for that. Thank you for that. All right, so we move on to the next slide.
Could go to the next slide?
Okay, so this is a very interesting part, and we just heard from some of them right just before this session. Are the mentors. So we had a lot of things going on Slack, a lot of buzz, a lot of messages, but we really wanted to shout out to some of you guys who really stood out. We have Germain. I know one of the days I was myself talking to you, I think the last day, it was past midnight at your time, and you were trying to help your team. Great work there. Thank you so much. We had Mark. Mark was all over the place helping. Thank you for that. We saw a lot of engagement, and you also proactively sharing with other mentors if there was any issues to help them out. We have Susan. Susan, you were with there even in our opening ceremony. Amazing energy, and like the other mentors, you've also very open to taking in other teams when some of them were not able to connect to their mentors. Thanks for that. Also, we have Michael, who was trying to herd all the mentors together and make sure everything was going great. Yeah.
We do want to shout out all the other mentors. There were quite a few of you, even on social media, that helped us out so much to promote the event and supported their teams. They posted about what they were doing. So thank you so much for giving us visibility, for giving them visibility, and for just helping us all around.
Yeah, and we hope you really enjoyed and keep engaging with this, keep joining our sessions. As we mentioned, we want to keep this going. And yeah, thank you so much. Okay, this one is a pretty interesting one. So we believe for this person was our youngest developer. His name is Tanish Tyagi. And from what I know, he even had to go and learn Python during this exercise. So he went and learned and he submitted his project. And we're really proud of that. So
it's actually funny because he didn't know that we were going to call up upon him, but he actually commented just now. If you guys can pull his comment up, that would be great. Like he thanked the mentors for helping him so much. And well, here you are. You've been mentioned.
Yes, you are. Thank you, Tanish. And all the best with your project. It was a good one. I had a look. Moving on to the next slide.
Yeah, so we also had a couple of all ladies teams, which is great to see. Power to women, why not? It's quite hard because also in the tech industry, you see fewer women, obviously. So we were super happy to see your projects. They were really good ones. And that's it.
And if you want to mention here, our team at TravelScrum, we do have a lot of ladies working together. So our team is very good in terms of women.
That is actually true. There are a lot more women than men.
And we're very happy about that. 80% of the team is women, and the two teams, Detour and Travel Makers, it's a 6 women team for both. So it's amazing.
That was amazing. It was great to have you women, and we also heard from mentors and people of other projects. So looking forward to what comes out of it. So moving on.
We have the most engaged. So Leo and Tiago engaged with us on all the platforms. Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. They sent us photos. They chatted with us on Slack a lot. They joined all of our live sessions and they were commenting, and a big shout out to you guys. It made it so much more fun.
Yeah, and if Leo and Tiago, you did not know, it was first for me to do live sessions, and I was still learning on the go. And I knew that when I go live, you guys will always be there, and you'll always be the ones interacting. So thank you for that, and thank you to everyone else who joined the sessions. You guys are what makes it, live sessions. What makes the sessions. And the good thing was, even though we may not have always had a lot of people joining, you all had such good questions, and you were always very interactive. So thank you for that.
Also, they weren't the only ones who shouted us out on social media. We got quite a few different photos, especially to our challenge, where we asked participants to show us their office. And as you can see, Alex there, he showed us that he was working out in the field. Hats off to you. That's quite hard with internet there, but congrats. We had Leo that was working in the airport. Why not? And all around, people sending us fun photos of them just enjoying the hackathon. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes, and do keep doing it. You can still tag us. You can still use our tags. You can see them already on the screen. So TravelScrum Hack or TravelScrum, and we'd love to keep seeing where you guys are at, what you're doing on our social media. So for all of you who are here right now listening to us, please do add us to our social media channels, where we will be announcing in future where we'll be doing our other events and activities. And we hope to have you in our weekly sessions that we'll be having moving forward.
A bit of shameless promotion.
It hurts.
Can we go to the next slide? Okay. The last one, the behind the scenes. Oh, guys, you have no idea how much has happened behind the scenes. It was intense. We did have fun, as you can see in the photos there. During one of our Skype calls, we just all of a sudden decided to wear hats for some reason. I was the only one not wearing one because I didn't have one at hand. But we laughed a lot. It was hard as hell, because we're all in different parts of the world. So you can imagine so many different time zones to cover. Some people were waking up at 6 in the morning to join the conference call. Some people were staying up until like 10, 11, 12, just to be able to chat with us. But we had fun, right, Shiksa?
Yes, we did. And you know that big thing that everyone was talking about is UTC. So we used UTC timings, but it always confused everyone because we were all based in different parts of the world. So it confused mentors, participants. We had people scrambling. It's like, what time is the deadline? You know, India time, what time is the deadline? You know, and it was so much fun. And like Alu mentioned, we were working. So there was a lot of firefighting happened in the last 3 days, including for participants, the hackers themselves, which, you know, you were sharing on Slack with us, and we're there. Our teams were all there. I know a lot of you mentors were there, you know, all of you, and even the judges, you know. So a lot happened during those sessions. And what we are really happy is we all came together as a community. It didn't matter who was doing what. Everyone wanted to help everyone. And I personally really loved that spirit, because there were days where it became hard because we had so much to do. But if ever I reached out or asked anyone for help, all of you helped. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the yeah. So I believe we are done. So we're going to pass over early. Thank you guys for listening to us.
We hope you enjoyed our little insights.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Alu. Thank you, Shiksa. And now the floor is going to our master of ceremony, our guru of the movement, Jean. And I leave you introduce the panel. Cheers.
Thanks, Florian. Hello. So we have the high honor and distinct privilege of bringing aboard 3 people who have played an instrumental role in evaluating the projects. They're either going to be your best friends or folks that you're going to want to talk to after class about how you can improve your skills for the next time. So I'd like to welcome aboard Bart Bellers, Lorraine Cilio, and Jerome Van Velzen, who are judges in TravelScrum Hackathon 2020. And there's only one rule on this panel. We have to wait to reveal the ultimate winners, because the organizers will cut us off if we try to talk about that. We're trying to build to a terrific conclusion here. So I'm going to be very honest with each of you. I'm going to steal Florian's excellent technique of turning the questioning over to you for the first question. So I'll start this by saying, can you each, for just a moment or two, tell us what type of hackathon or pitch contest experience you've had in the past? And then I'll move on to your neighbor, and then we'll open up the floor for each of you to ask each other a question about what you saw as a judge. So Bart, what is your background in evaluating pitches or hacks or contests of any kind? Hello, Bart.
Hello,
Bart, are you unmuted?
Yeah, I can't hear.
Well, we can hear you, Bart. Yes. Hello, Bart.
I cannot hear you.
Aurélie?
Jeroen, can you hear Gene?
I can hear.
Jean,
Yes.
we can hear you. It's just we're trying to
Okay,
solve that backstage. Bart cannot hear you, but Jeroen and Lauren can hear you. So
Okay.
I suggest you start with the three of you, and we solve the problem with Bart at the same time.
Let's start with Lorraine, and we'll work on the technical difficulty. So, Lorraine, your background in seeing these types of events.
Right. So I have not been part of a hackathon before, Gene. Amazing. You think I've been in this industry for over 20 years, but as you know, working with Focusrite, I've been very involved with innovators or involved with startups. So, but this was a unique position for me to actually be judging and to really get a close-up look at some of these projects and development. Then also think about, gee, we've seen so much in that 20 years in terms of the shifting from offline to online, from online to mobile. And now here we are at this inflection point, and to see the passion that we saw in those early days of online travel development, to see that now. So I really enjoyed watching or seeing something that excited from the beginning as we restart the industry today. But new experience and fantastic. Thank you for involving me.
Sure, we'll dive in a little bit more. So, Jerome, I know we've worked together on hackathons before, so it's not a trick question for you. Give me a little bit of an overview of your background watching new things come your way.
Yeah, so actually this was my first digital hackathon, and I think for most of us, and I think that was amazing. So kudos to you and the team for pulling this off, because this was amazing. If you compare it to the physical hackathon, I remember we did one in Berlin, which was there was an awful lot of more beer involved. I think that was one of the differences. But the energy actually was quite the same, right? So a lot of very enthusiastic and passionate people coming together, and that's also what I remember as a participant of hackathons. But that was, you see this gray hair, so that was probably, I think, 15 years ago when I was running one of my first startups, and I'm a very lousy coder. But my presentation skills made up for most of it. So we got into prizes, but not the big prizes. It was the presentation prize that we won. So I actually always have more respect for the makers than the thinkers, because I'm not a maker, I'm a thinker. So I have deep respect for those guys that actually can do stuff versus make up stuff.
Cool. Well, let me stay right with you, Jerome. Why don't you ask a question that you have for Lorraine, now knowing this is her first hackathon, but she has deep experience at analyzing and researching guys like you.
So, Lorraine, what was it like? Did these guys turn a lot of gibberish for you? Because when judging, you hear all of these technical terms, and we've used 15 different APIs. So, how did you make soup out of that?
Yeah, I'm kind of like a lay person, right? So when I go into it, I think of myself more as a user. And yes, I'm an analyst, and I've been watching this industry for a long time. I've seen a lot of ideas come and go. So yes, I have a lot of experience. But putting that aside, I just did the simplest thing. Would I use this product? Would this make my life easier? Would it help me? Would it expedite the process? Is it something that's going to make me go from maybe to yes? Because that's the barrier that we need to break right now. So yes, I looked at the code, very interesting, and kudos really to all these teams, because they're the ones that are going to get us to that yes. So to see that development is really fabulous. But again, I'm looking for practical solutions.
Cool. So right back to you, Lorraine, how about a question for a veteran startup entrepreneur, developer, hacker?
Sure. So in your experience, like how did this hack compare to some of the others in terms of the quality of what you saw?
I think overall, I was really surprised by the depth of solutions, right? So some of them really went into, deep ML stuff that I was amazed in such a short time that you can actually do so. So that was my, I think that the biggest one, like, wow, that's this really deep stuff that people were trying to tackle. So that was really amazing. And also the width of it, because of the design challenge combined as well. So you get this huge mix of very deep technical stuff and huge design centric stuff. So yeah, it was a rainbow of opportunity that we saw coming by as judges. So it was a candy store.
Okay. All right. Well, let me take the questioning microphone back here. I think all of us have been present for the incredible rise of the ease of use of technology to make some of these things happen. In the earliest days of running hackathons, and that dates back to legacy systems for several of us, maybe not all of our developers, but there are many of the API providers who are now making these tools available, who are standing on the shoulders of people who used to use legacy systems and complicated processes. So one of the things I wanted to ask, and we'll let Bart take 30 seconds just to acclimate himself here because he's just back with us now. Thank you for that behind the scenes. But let me ask you, Jerome, can you explain a little bit briefly the difference between a minimum viable prototype, which exemplifies your problem and solution in a hackathon, and a minimum viable product, which gets you into an agile design sprint, customer discovery, and maybe seed funding? They're two very different things. So explain what you were looking for wasn't a fundable unicorn. What you were looking for is something that Lorraine just described. Tell me how you would explain that in the project you evaluated.
So the biggest difference, obviously, is the time constraint, right? So you only have 4 days. So typically what you do, you set out for the happy flow, right? So in this beautiful flow that everything just works, what is it that I can get the user from this maybe to the yes, right? So Lorraine actually described it very well. So you focus on that happy flow, and in a minimum viable product, you actually want to look at those edge cases as well. So you want to think, okay, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I can't price it this way? What can I price it in the other way? So you typically look at all of those happy flows, and that's also what you as a judge makes you positive, because you can believe, hey, they can build this in 4 days. Imagine if we gave them 2 weeks, they can build the whole thing. No. So you actually see also in the scope of the teams that some of the less experienced teams, they take a huge scope and they try to build everything in it. And the more experienced and dedicated teams, they will limit the scope and focus their energy on the problem they did. One problem that they solve really good. So I think that is the biggest difference. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the teams that really execute on one idea that they want to solve really well versus, let's change the universe and boil the ocean in the meantime.
Cool. Bart, let me bring you in on that note, because you straddle both here. You're an entrepreneur, but you're also an investor. Yes?
Yes.
So take it a little bit based to the next level. Based on the fact that we're going to see some pretty interesting minimum viable prototypes here when we get to the awards. Tell me a little bit about what these companies can expect that they need to do next to take the project to that area of minimum viable product, or something closer to that gets them possible access to capital or other capacities they'll need to take the project to reality.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think the explanation of Jeroen is spot on. All right. They've now tested some technicalities. Is it technically feasible? Or maybe not. What if we can have 2 more weeks, maybe 2 more months? So yes, great. But too many startups think that a startup is all about building only a product. It's building a business, in fact. So it's also about testing with your customers in real time. And building that minimum viable product starts with one thing. Start to find what is your riskiest assumption. How can this business fail? And how can I test whether this riskiest assumption is indeed risky, or whether I should pivot, or whether I should persevere in what I'm thinking? And you continue to do that, like build, measure, learn, the lean startup methodology. And in this way, you improve your minimum viable product as you go. Now, one latest step, and the next step would be oh, great, now we have 2 customers, let's scale like hell, and then they throw millions at you. I wouldn't do that yet, okay? Definitely a couple of very recent examples have proven that many of those artificially business models are being kept alive because of a lot of funding. So I think it's much smarter than definitely today to first find that repeatable, scalable business model. And once you have that growth engine, then go out and try to raise enough capital to scale faster. I think that's basically the path.
Okay. So we've got some process covered here, the hackathon process and what's next. Let's look within what you all judged for some trends. We had 3 challenges, and I'm very interested in this aspect of it because it's what TravelScrum is all about. We're presenting a group of folks who are largely on furlough or out of work or minimally employed at this point because the market just isn't there to sell travel to people now. Maybe for later, good for them, but not now. What are the trends that you saw, Lorraine, around those 3 challenges of health and hygiene, experiences redefined post-pandemic, and safety and sustainability for new business models based on those previous 2 challenges?
Yeah.
Tell me what your thought process was about the industry meets the coalface of this hackathon.
Yeah, I mean, and nearly everyone addressed at least 2 of those 3. And you can't have travel and tourism, as you know, without trust and confidence. And that was the bridge, right? And then you can't have trust and confidence without what? Without understanding protocol, without knowing where it's safe, and without knowing when it's safe, right? So you're taking in this whole nother layer of all the challenges are already on building a great travel and tourism experience, and then adding in this whole new layer of protocol, restrictions, and content. And that's where I saw the bridge was very well done. You know, in some cases, like Jerome said, maybe it was overdone, you know, trying to get too much involved, you know, trying to get too many of those pieces connected, but where it is done seamlessly and where I'm able to say, yes, I'm not only actually making a decision about where maybe I want to go, maybe I can't go now, but maybe I want to go there in the future. So some of this virtual reality, as we talked about, where you can immerse yourself in a destination, that's sustainable, but that's also great business because now that nation is kind of you've made that connection so that when you are going back to travel, you have now decided, hey, you know, this is a place I want to go. So I think that everyone's done a great job, like I said, at least 2 out of those 3, and connecting that and building that confidence.
Great. Bart, can you answer that question as well about how the challenges fit in? I want to get some of your expertise here.
Yeah. So basically, I think it's already very, very difficult on a normal hackathon. I've been judging and mentoring quite a few in 48 or 72 hours to get something done, right? And then you're working like 24 hours really in the same room. And what I've seen is I was mainly surprised by the results that could have been done or that were done in a virtual hack, different time zones, people working maybe even over day and at night doing some hacks. And if you then look at the 3 main areas like health and hygiene, we've seen some results related to health passports, ranking of hotels based on how they clean their rooms. You know, I mean, all these kind of things that give more comfort and trust to the traveler. From a travel experience, yes, the VR, although the technology is already there for a long time, maybe this will be the momentum to accelerate that technology's adoption. So I'm looking forward to what is going to happen with VR in the coming 2-3 years, definitely in travel. Sustainability and relief is always a difficult one, and we have seen a couple in the hack. It's kind of always very niche, very local, and I would be looking forward to see some more sustainable projects, but maybe even on a larger scale. Not only sustainable from a greater good perspective, but also sustainable from a business perspective.
Let me take
Mark,
this
I can't
opportunity
give
to
you
ask-
I can't give you VR, but I can give you AR.
Yeah, but that's
And I
not a
will-
beer, man. That's a Dutchman saying that that is a beer. No way to a Belgian.
Come on. Just one of them, right?
Now,
Hey, Jeroen.
this is a perfect setup for a question from Gabby, and we've left it on the screen intentionally. What is your take on building solutions that cannot be used after COVID-19 has passed? That's a very loaded question. And then, is that still valuable? I'll take that question on its face. And Jeroen, if you can put your caption away and your beer down, why don't you take that on, even though you have a relationship here you may need to disclose with the question.
I think it's the most intelligent question that I've seen in this whole hackathon thingy. No, actually, Gabi is our head of product here. So, but I think it is a very good question. It's also what we as a company also think about, right? So, as much as this is a problem in the here and in the right now, you should really be careful that you're not building super duper small relevant feature sets that are only relevant in a COVID time. The bigger picture is obviously trust and safety, and that's sort of infrastructure, right? So you need to tackle this issue at an infrastructure level, not at the feature level. So also from a business perspective, you should look beyond COVID on what the real thing is here, right? So what is it that on the emotional level you try to solve on a customer side, and that probably will hit a safety, well-being, health, and sustainability. So that's why, I think the theme of the hackathon is so well chosen, because you will hit it.
Yeah, anything that expedites the travel process has legs. It's not just a COVID thing, right? So anything that helps biometrics, anything that helps you get through the airport, anything that helps you get through the hotel. So now we're just going to see this faster and being expedited. But this is where the industry was going. So yes, some of the COVID-specific solutions, but many of them are solutions that we're just going to need to make the process easier and faster as we travel.
Yeah, I think Gene, just also to the entire round of the judges on that question, I think for any startup at any time, knowing what not to build is basically the same as knowing what to build. Ultimately, the answer will come from customers, right? And if you know today what not to build for within 2 years because of COVID, you're probably going to be a rich person because you might be steering to the right times. So I think it's the same thing. Build what you think is going to be valuable, test it out with customers, with users, see the responses. That's my best advice I can give.
Okay. And last question for you, Bart. We've had it from the audience here, from Raman. Do you see investors taking bolder risks on travel-focused startups or waiting for the dust to settle? You're the money guy, so you're going to get this question.
Yeah, well, if you look at the trend at the moment, or what investors are all saying, they're all holding back. Many are holding back, trying to see who will survive, who will not survive, etc. So that's, let's say, the overall trend. I'm probably a bit different. I'm trying to follow Warren Buffett on that one. A bit when, be fearful when others are greedy. Well, I'm a bit greedy when others are fearful. So I see a lot of opportunities. I also think that the teams that go through this period through this 6, 9 months, maybe 12, maybe 18 months, will be much stronger and really ready for the future. So in my case, I'm really still investing in travel, looking forward to find a great new startup for the future. Yeah.
Well, let me do this. Let me start by thanking you with not a question, but just a brief statement. I think one of the most interesting things to come out of the mentoring panel was what our other Jeroen said there. Maybe what we need to focus on is how to take some of these ideas from the development stage within business to governments, and perhaps TravelScrum can be a vehicle for getting government entities that need to manage these solutions together with very new ideas that perhaps in the old world got filtered through too many layers and levels, called a marketplace, rather than addressing some potential point solutions that could be implemented rather quickly. I believe it was also Kevin O'Shaughnessy, who said in that panel that some of these things are just damn easy to do, but damn hard to get through travel's very opaque process of distribution, opaque process of companies and sectors controlling access points that are most dangerous at this point: train stations, airports, hotel lobbies, things that
Hairball.
There you go. Football stadiums that are packed, all of the above. So please come back to us again when we have events like this so we can share some of your knowledge in these new and developing areas. Because I don't look at this as a light switch off, pandemic over, a light switch on, everybody's flying again. And I don't think any of you do too. So with that, it's a challenge to be invited back. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, Jerome. And thank you, Bart. And
thank you.
Outstanding support for the TravelScrum community. And
thanks a lot, Gene.
Thanks, Gene, for getting us together.
All right, guys. Hello, Solani.
Oh.
Hello, Florian. Hello, Solani.
Solani is here.
Yes. I think we all see different things on the screen, but hi, Jean. Hi, Florian.
Okay,
We are back again.
I'm going to leave you now. Yes.
Okay. Yes, and I'll go through the next challenges.
Fantastic. We'll see you back soon.
Yes. Okay, I think before we start with how it all happened, Florian, I would just like to say, because we have a lot of people who have dialed in by now, teams, we are going to announce the prizes one by one, so all 6 of them. But all the teams who are over here watching us live, please shout out, give a comment, and I'll reach out to you on Slack, share with you a link of StreamYard so that by the end of this presentation, we can have you all over here to talk through and celebrate with us. Florian doesn't think it can happen, and the entire team is trying to convince him that we'll make this happen. So please stand with us. Shout out and we'll have you on StreamYard.
And that's cool. I mean, it's about making it happen. So I confide, and if we can make it, then cool. Go ahead. So how will it all happen?
Okay, so we started with the hack and we have 3 challenges. I think the judges panel covered it all very well. I'll just give a brief of what was being covered in the hackathon. So we had 3 challenges we were looking to address: health and hygiene, because in the current day, there has to be a redefinition of how we look at the whole health and hygiene. Like, people really want to know about how clean the hotel is, how clean the flight is. So health and hygiene was the first challenge we were looking to tackle. And a lot of solutions did come up in this space, and I think Jeroen mentioned also a couple of them where people were looking at hotels and everything. The second one was travel and experiences. Now is sort of the time where we can redefine experiences, and over different panels we have heard people speaking about how traditional the industry has been, and as Jean mentioned, it has been a very opaque market. So now is the time to change those experiences. So travel and experiences was the second one. And the third one was sustainability and relief. As we come out of this pandemic, a lot of people in this industry need the relief, but we also have to come up with sustainable ways of tourism, because in the past few years we have seen that tourism has really gone on the top, and there are countries which are not very happy with that. So sustainability and relief was the last challenge we were looking to tackle. Anything you would want to add over here, Florian?
No, perfect. I mean, we were eager to see how the teams will be tackling them and what approach they will use, and it's been amazing to see that we had projects tackling these challenges on almost all verticals of the industry, and so that was the beauty. And I think that the winners we will see afterwards are representative of all this variety of the different sectors and verticals.
All right, thank you. I'll move on to the criteria next, and I think even this is something which, so we had a certain set of criteria on DevForce, but the way Lorraine, Jeroen, and Bart put it, I think that was brilliant. So we were looking for solutions which, one, had an impact. It's important to have that kind of a business vision and an impact which just doesn't last for COVID, but also goes beyond that. So COVID, the 3 challenges and how it solves industry problems. innovation, it's the time to come up with ideas, it's time to break the norms. So innovation was a key component of the criteria. Merit, where you were looking for both technical merit or design merit. So based on what your solution was, the idea was not to just get some API plugged into your system and call it a solution, but really thinking end to end as to how a problem can be solved. So that is what you were looking in technical or design merit. And last was the presentation skills, which was also very crucial because the presentations and the textual pitch which the team submitted was sort of that 2 minutes of fame which they had to for which they had to work, so that the idea was very clear for the judges. So the clarity in the presentation skills was key into to judge the solutions. And maybe we could move to the next slide. So this was done by a panel of 23 judges. Thanks a lot, judges, for spending so much time. It was done over the period of the last 4 days. So these 23 judges went over all the projects, the 49 submissions in 2 rounds. They evaluated the solutions very, very thoroughly, and also to categorize them as to what category do they fit best into. Are they addressing challenges? Are they genuine and authentic? So that's the reason we had asked for your GitHub code. So thanks, judges, for going through all the pain and effort, and your efforts. We can see how good the projects are which have been selected as the finalists.
So they've done an amazing job looking at all the possibilities, all the projects, various times, and really it was tough because some of them had to do it at night. We had a strict timeline,
UTC times.
So that was really interesting, and also the backgrounds of all the judges is very diverse. So we wanted to have people from all the sides, all the regions, and experts in different fields in order to have a variety of opinions. And in fact, we have compiled all their evaluations, and I can say that there are a couple of surprises.
Perfect. And I think now is a good time to move into the awards. And we do have, supporters. Sorry.
Can I say one word regarding the judges? I just want to shout out to a good friend of mine, Bijan, who hasn't been able to judge this week. And I hope you do well, my friend. That's all. Go ahead for the supporters.
Okay, so we had great. Jean, are you back in?
Yep. You don't have your mic, Jean.
Hello again.
Yep. Go ahead. So go ahead, Jean, for the supporters. Can we have the next slide? Yeah, perfect.
Yes, thank you very much. None of this is made possible without the tools to attract the hackers, but also the tools to educate the hackers as to how to develop their solutions based on the challenges we offer. And I'm going to take the time to mention all of them because without this initial push that we've had from this ecosystem and media support group and the others you're about to see, we would not be able to present this. So,
China, do you want me to China Travel News?
If I may, because mine, I'm in a smaller version.
That's fine. So China Travel News, who helped us communicate in Asia, in APAC. Charlie, hello. DevPost, thanks to whom the platform, we would have been able to do the hack. F6S, who promoted us towards the various tech communities. Journey Planners, with a VC and incubator in Ireland as well, dedicated to airline and travel, have done a great job promoting us and helping. And they have been judges as well, judging all your projects. Hackathon International, who is a platform, a big platform for hackathons, who has helped us promote as well towards all their community. MTLab, which is the Montreal travel incubator, who has helped as well promote, and plenty of people came from Canada, so thank you guys. Amusement, who helped us promote as well on the tours and activities regarding the experiences world. Play, with whom we've been able to do all the videos. Seed Stars, who helped us promote and engage a lot of communities in most of the emerging countries. Thank you, guys. SolveNext, Greg from SolveNext, who helped us at the beginning, at the very beginning, frame the challenges and frame a bit the call to all the people in the industry. So thank you, Greg, because it got us moving as well. Startup Sesame, who are great company, ecosystem company, who is linked to all the tech events in the world and helping them create content, and they have helped us communicate. Travelgate X, they communicated to more than 1,000 developers and media in Europe. And Travel Massive, which is the biggest online travel community. Jan, hats off. Thank you for helping. Thank you for communicating, and congratulations for the amazing job you're doing as well with Travel Massive. And women in hospitality and travel tech, who helped us communicate to their network as well. And we, in fact, thanks to them, we've been able to have a huge amount of women mentors. And that's a great part thanks to this association and to Bénédicte Alagnon aussi. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Jill, for the technology.
Okay, and for our technology supporters of APIs and other frameworks, we have Turkish Airlines, we have Duffel, we have ATPco, we have Satata, we have Sherpa, Amadeus for startups, we have AirHub, and Echo AR. Now, these are the folks who provided not only their access to their technology, but virtual mentoring support of those APIs and other frameworks to explain questions that developers may have had. So thank you to all of you, and we would love to see you back at future events again. And certainly, not least of all, last in this group, are our corporate sponsors. We have some many blended prizes from each of these groups. Amazon Web Services, Agora Next, and Glider are offering some super prizes to multiple prize winners. Amadeus for Startups, BCD Travel, Citizen M, Duffel, Festive Road, Hotel Hero, IntelliStay, thank you, Scient, Scepter Hospitality Resources,
Smart Hotel Rate.
Pardon me?
Smart Hotel Rate.
Smart Hotel Rate. Some of these are not coming through my bifocals. Sojourn.
The Travel Industry Hub in Australia, in Sydney.
And
Traveling
Spoon. And Wonderful. Now, one of the things I want to point out here is many of these companies are multinational recognizable names, and many other of these companies are either sole proprietorships or smaller companies that are offering mentor services to support clusters of winners of what is about to come. We thank them equally. The business doesn't work without this diversity of business supporting it and offering opportunities. Many of the employment situations that the innovations that have been developed here over the last several days will be candidates for workers for any of these or more of these companies. So we thank them for their support of what we've been doing. Okay?
Thanks.
And now on to the awards. Thank you.
Let's go to the awards, guys. Ta-da!
Exciting part. Please comment and join us on StreamYard later.
So if you are among the winners, we will send you a link to join as well on
Slack.
StreamYard.
Yes.
So we're going to start with the Design Award. So I'm the one presenting the Design Award. So next page. So we are going to give away 6 awards. The global award will be the last one. We have 3 regional awards. We have the design team and the People's Choice Award. So we're going to do first design, then the regionals, then the People's Choice, and the Global Award. So the best design team, can you go to the next slide? The best design team is Explore Eco. So congratulations, Explore Eco. So they've created a project which is mixing, in fact, two of the challenges, experiences and sustainability and relief, in helping wildlife donations for wildlife tours, sanctuaries, and communities, so that you can visit the sanctuaries online and not having to go there due to the COVID. So thank you. The concept is great. As Bart said in the judging panel, it's about local. You're doing it on a global scale as well. And so congratulations, guys. The project was amazing. And in 2 days, working from your car in the nature, that was quite an achievement as well. Congratulations.
Okay, I think we get Sharon on now. Hello,
Hi.
Sharon.
Hello.
Hi. You sound excited.
I am excited. This was my first virtual hackathon, and we had 6 countries, 21 teams, 23 mentors around the clock. We had the youngest hacker to the startups, to first timers, to a team of women, to experienced hackers. It was really a great time. We had dogs participating. I heard coffee. I heard cats showing up, and Zoom calls around the clock. It felt like I should just keep Slack up and going 24 hours a day. So,
and you learned Slack.
Yes, and
that is an achievement. Yes.
Yes, and I learned Slack. Yes, and so for me, my job here was to get airplanes in the sky again, and to get people flying, right, and for them to feel safe and happy. So that's what mine was all about. I am happy to present our award. It is for a group of hackers that happen to be women, and they targeted both the travelers and the industry. So from a health and hygiene perspective, looking at experience, social factors, environmental, and the industry. And we are really happy to talk about our design or our team of Detour. So they are the winners for us in America. So please congratulate all of them. It is a great day today for me to represent a group of women that are making a difference in the world of travel. So thank you, Detour.
Congratulations, Detour.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we had a lot of comments earlier about women in tech and how women in travel tech. So congrats. Very happy to see all women team win. Next all we have Aurelie. Aurelie, are you there? Yes, here
and
you are.
I'm back. Yes, I'm here. Yes. So I was the happy Scrum Master of our EMEA Scrum, and a lot happened over 3 days. We've seen many different ideas. We also had 2 teams that were cross regions, so with team members in EMEA and some team members in the US. You remember at the beginning of our live, I talked about some trends that we have seen. One of those trends was a microservice, and the winner of the EMEA award is a microservice, and I'm very happy to announce that it is Clean Hotel. Yay! Yeah. So Clean Hotel has come up with something very clever. They actually collect data from hotels so that travelers know when was the last time that their room or any public place in a hotel was cleaned. And so we really liked it because it's something that is really going to help instill more trust and more confidence, to travel again. And it's a microservice that is very clever because it's something you can plug in many different solutions, booking systems, apps. So we really, really enjoyed it. I'm very happy for the team. I'm very frustrated not to be able to see you like in real life now. But I hope that you guys are enjoying this. Exactly. So let us know. We will ping you on Slack, and you can join us in a minute. And it's my time to hand it over to another region, the third regional awards, and it's APAC, and I'm calling Karthik.
I'll get him on. Hello, Karthik.
Hi.
Hello, Karthik.
Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the region. So before we announce the Asia Pacific Awards, so for me, I have conducted numerous hackathons in the past, but this is my first 100% virtual work from home or hackathon or hack from home event. And the experience has been phenomenal, much above than what I actually expected. And though I was not a judge, I did go through pretty much all the submissions, the videos, the demo sites, what you have built. The quality was top notch, brilliant quality, and some of the projects could actually, if we work on even more, it could become a startup actually. So for Asia Pacific, we do have, there are the highest submissions were from APAC, and we evaluated all, and there were, instead of picking one, we thought we'll pick two because of pretty much equal score between the two teams and very tough competition. So we have two winners for Asia Pacific as a surprise, and on count of 3, 2, 1, and the winners are, we have Alma and Voyager, right? So congrats both of you. Both the teams, and so let me also take a minute to talk about what these two projects are. And so Alma, so this is a project where the application has a local intelligence about the traveler or about the end user of the product, and also it basically it understands the personal preferences, and also on the other side it talks to the local vendors and suppliers to match or to offer something personalized. And especially for the current situation of what we are now, it will also, let's say if you want to go to Bangkok, and the application will also tell you what is the current COVID situation there in terms of number of cases, and whether the city is open for air travel or not, and what is the local mode of transport which is open, etc. and stuff. And also the system can give local recommendations if, for example, which brands are giving you a good offer, provided you are in the green zone, right, and not in the red zone. So things like this. So it promotes healthy travel, and in a more personalized way. So that's all about Alma. And on the second project, Voyager, so this is an application where it is completely built on machine learning. So this is a web application which will help hotels, parks, or any companies, for example, to understand whether the people in an environment are maintaining social distancing between themselves. It is done through scanning the CCTV camera recordings, and we can actually, the algo what they've used can identify people, the distance between them, and actually draw a boundary between, and in fact it can measure the distance between folks to understand whether the social distancing norms are maintained. And also it can it has a cool mask recognition algorithm with which we can actually, the system can say whether the person is wearing mask, no, yes or no, and finally can give a cool analytics in, for, let's say, for a company or for a hotel, to say, okay, this is the score for our social distancing, and 100% of our folks are wearing masks, and we can actually give it as a widget in the site. So that is Voyager, and so pretty powerful submissions, both of it. And again, once again, congrats and thanks for participating in TravelScrum, and keep the quality high always. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Karthik. And to be honest, after 2 rounds of judging, the 2 guys came completely far on tie. It was impossible to separate them. So
right.
the award goes for the two of them. So congratulations. And it's true that the APAC region was the #1 provider in terms of projects. And it's amazing to see the quality and
Right.
and willingness of the region to move forward. So congratulations, Kartik, as well, for moving it. And I forgot to say thank you as well to Raoul, Raj, and Vishal, who helped you doing it. So congrats. Thanks.
Thank you.
Who's the next winner?
It's Jean's favorite.
Ah.
So we have to get Jean on to talk about this award.
So I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Someone needs to tell me who won.
No, I think we should talk about this award and then we will reveal it to everybody and to you.
So why do you like the People's Choice Award, Jean?
Yes, it's dear to you.
Okay. One of my favorite things about hackathons is the authenticity and camaraderie and collaboration of actual competitors who come together. For many years, I was a sports writer in a long ago career. And the part of sports I always liked that it wasn't a blood sport or a life or death situation. You always helped your mate off the ground if you hit him too hard, or shook hands after the championship was won. We see that constantly happening in the room of physical hackathons in many, many occasions, dozens that I've participated in. That's very difficult to create in a virtual world. But the activity on Slack, it was so bright and wonderful. I needed suntan lotion to keep from getting a burn. It was a beehive of activity that was taking place. And it was all open to view. So it was a wonderful example of this type of camaraderie. What the People's Choice represents is what each developer thinks is the best evidence of why they came to this competition. Better than themselves, because they don't get to vote for themselves. And that's why I like it so much. And I also think it's an homage to the participants who have spent 4 mostly sleepless days leading up to this point, and many sleepless nights wondering whether they were going to get an award. So our true thanks is expressed through an award like this. We'll get to the grand prize, and it's wonderful, but nothing's more wonderful in my heart than this type of award. So I'm going to let someone else call the name of the company, but I wanted to preface that by my heartfelt thank you for all of your participation through this award.
Thanks, Jean. Saloni, do you want to announce it?
Please, Saloni.
Yeah, let's go to the next slide.
So the winner.
Okay, it's VQ check-in. And I think somebody initially mentioned about the check-in procedure and the queue procedure. So this is a solution for that. Congratulations, team VQ check-in. And if you are over here listening to us, please write to us and join us later on Slack or on StreamYard.
And so it was a tough battle for the People's Choice Award. So VQ check-in came on top slightly, and there was a tie right below between DAS and QBuster. So we took the one having the most votes, which is VQ check-in from their peers. But I would like to congratulate DAS and QBuster because you've had a lot of supporters within the participating and the hacker community, and that is of great value. So thank you very much, guys. And now we go to
the last final award, the global award. And I'm so excited that I've really forgotten the full details of what this solution does. I know what it does, but I can't describe it. And I hope the team is able to join us to talk about the solution. But this solution is a sleek mobile application which is going to help the business traveler travel back again. They understand the challenge for the corporate traveler and the travel manager both. And they have come up with a solution which can help the travel community, the traveler, understand about the destination they are going in. Is it safe or not? Is it compliant to the company policy? And also take care of duty of care, which is really a big word in the business travel industry. So congratulations, team Road Hack. Well done. It's a very good job that you have done. And hope you are there listening to us and you can join us in later.
Definitely.
Perfect. So this.
And it was, to be honest, it was unanimous among all the judges in 2 rounds. And so it was a plebiscite. So congratulations, guys. And on top of that, you've used a lot of the APIs which were given by some of the API providers. And so on top of mixing the challenges, you used the APIs, you provided solutions, and I'm sure that your solution will be implementable, at least in your company, and hopefully for others as well on the market. So congratulations.
Congratulations. And now we have a lot of the winning teams have joined us on Slack.
So me first, before having people join, I would like to speak about there's a sponsor, a supporter, which is called Agora Next. And the sponsor is offering a 1-week acceleration program in Tulum, Mexico, for the opening of his incubator, sustainable incubator in Mexico in September. And so the 10 teams which are being invited are the 7 winners that you've seen. So if I recall, Exploreco will be invited as well. So we'll give you all the details afterward, of course. But there's everything included in destination. The flights are not included, but the rest is included except the alcohol and the beer. But that's fine. I suppose people can take care of that. So the people who are invited are going to be Exploreco, Detour, Voyager and Alma, Clean Hotel, Road Hack, VQ Checking, and we have 3 other teams which will be invited as well because they were the runner-ups of the different categories, which are going to be Green Trip. So congratulations, Green Trip. Change through travel as well, because you were the runner-up in America, in the design, and also in America. And Safety Atlas as well. You're welcome and invited to the Agora incubation program. So congratulations to all these 10 teams, and we'll get in touch with you guys. And so there's a small video of the hub. We can't hear it. No. That's the technology. So the link is in. We will send the link in the chat so that you can look at it, and it's in the web page under the Agora Next logo. So sorry for that. Yeah, it's the beauty of technology. So do we have teams?
Yes, we have the teams on. So
I'm going to go away so that we have people joining.
We have people joining, yes. So maybe we can start by bringing up. So the design team is not there, but we have the Americas winners. So I'll bring that team up first. So it's Chandra. Hi, congratulations. And I think Anandi is also from your team.
Yes.
Okay, congratulations, Team Detour. And how does it feel?
It feels amazing. This is so cool, guys. So much work went into it, and we were so excited, and this hackathon was so well planned. So the countdown to the hack results was definitely like it was taking us by the minute. We have like chats going on of what could happen. But congratulations to all winners, especially Road Hack. We were their fans too. So yeah, congratulations to everybody. This was really awesome.
Perfect. And Anandi, how was your experience?
It was surreal. I never thought we could pull off a remote hackathon. And this was my first experience with all-female team. And TravelScrum, you guys did a great job. I could never imagine that we could have such an exciting moment, even though we are not close to each other, stuck in a room or anything, but we still got the same excitement of going through a hackathon. So thank you guys and all the supporters and all the mentors. Mentors were awesome. They were like going through with us, and it was an awesome job. And congratulations to all the team. I know you all would have had a wonderful time. And for me personally, this particular hackathon brought me to the kind of the reality, how exactly the travel industry is. Sitting at home, we do our job every day, but not realize how worldwide it has affected. And knowing that each industry, not just the travel, the airlines, but the small industries, the local industries, and everything getting affected was really an eye-opening for me. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, shout out to our mentor, Benedict Olligan, and to Team Katie Pico and Plain James.
Thank you. Congratulations, Team Plain Jane. And we next have the EMEA team. So we have Henrik who has joined us. I'll bring up Henrik.
Hey guys. Thanks a lot, everyone, and thanks to the judges for voting for our clean hotel solution. I think this TravelScrum has just been really, really awesome, as they say in America, for doing something for the whole industry to try and get going again. And there are so many good solutions out there. Congrats to all the winners. Congrats to RoadHack. Really, really cool. And my own favorite was the VQ. So congrats to them as well. Thanks to the team, as Aurélie explained, we were in 2 different time zones, so it was tough sometimes to get aligned, but it worked. And the only thing that doesn't work in virtual hackathons is the social celebration afterwards. That's a bit boring, but cheers to everyone.
Thank you, Henrik.
Cheers, Henrik.
Thank you, Henrik.
Really good representation of the quality of the ideas that we have seen across EMEA. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how you're gonna bring this idea, to the reality and the execution. That's a very exciting step.
Yeah, we have actually already been contacted by 2 other suppliers of cleaning data since we put the video on YouTube on Monday. So
nice.
That's good.
Nice.
We'll be in touch because we want to hear, all of those stories. And this is why the community is here for. So keep us posted, and we'll be in touch anyway next week. And you need a drink now to enjoy that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Henrik. And
Thank you, Henrik.
Congrats to your teams. That was good.
Congratulations. So we have Shruti, who's from Voyager. Shruti, we can't see your face, so if you could turn on the camera. And we have Kelvin.
Hello.
Hello, congratulations.
Hello,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello, hi, Kelvin. Congratulations. We have Vinesh and we have Sangeet. Guys, you'll have to tell. So Shruti tells us she's from which team. Vinesh, I know, is from Alma. What about Sangeet and Kelvin? Which teams are you representing?
Yeah, so I'm from team. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Kelvin and Vinesh, Sangeet are actually from Team Alma.
Okay, cool.
Okay, congratulations, Team Alma. Congratulations, Team Voyager. And how was your experience of the hackathon?
Yeah. It was really amazing, and like we got to learn a lot. And as students, we really weren't expecting that we would win. So we were actually having dinner. It's dinner time here in India. I was actually helping my parents prepare, and I did not expect to win. And then suddenly I heard our team's name and I was so happy. So yeah, it was a really great experience. Thank you. It was a really great experience, and we got to learn a lot, especially from our mentors. So yeah, special thanks to my entire team and our mentors.
Nice.
Congratulations. We are very happy for you and very, very, very happy to see you. So excited.
Definitely. And you guys, Vinesh?
Hey, hi. Yeah, congratulations to all the winners, and thank you, TravelScrum, for such a wonderful opportunity. And you know what? All people from Alma teams are actually working very hard with our daily day-to-day life. And we never thought a hackathon can de-stress you in such extent. It was such an experience for us, a de-stressing experience. That's what we like to call it, because it gives us immense opportunity to think beyond the box, what we are actually currently doing with the existing work, and then think to give some kind of free time for all of us. It's actually a free time for us. We are really enjoying every moment of that hackathon. We never feel that it's a virtual event. So thank you, TravelScrum, and congratulations to all the winners. And thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And I must say that the organizers were really awesome. I mean, to conduct a event of this scale, including 64 countries, I can't imagine that somebody doing it in real, in a particular real place. And you're doing it virtual is even better. And thank you for coming up with this initiative. I really enjoyed participating in the hackathon. Thank you.
It means a lot, Kevin. Thanks a lot for that.
Thank you so much. And next on, we'll have our global award winner. So just give me a minute. Okay, so we have Team Road Hack and we have the full Road Hack team sitting together. Are you having beer?
Of course. And more important, champagne.
Is we are extremely jealous because we are all sitting in our house inside one room and you get to go out and have beer together. We are not feeling very happy about it.
What, no coffee?
Congrats, guys. I hope that you're proud of, the achievement. How do you feel?
This is something that we didn't expect at all. So we thought, okay, maybe we win the EMEA prize, maybe the People's Choice Award, but we never thought we would have won the global award. So this is an amazing feeling. It's we're really happy. We didn't expect it. We were going crazy when we heard it. And I have to say thanks for the organization, to our mentors who really helped us push that extra bit that helped us win this. Thanks to Odette, who also gave a lot of feedback on this. And of course, thanks to the amazing team that we have here within Roadmap.
Congratulations, guys.
Congrats.
And a plebiscite, so enjoy.
And on a personal note, thank you for making me a Nike employee in your demo.
You're welcome. We hope it lands you a new job.
I will tell you if that helps.
Okay, thank you, team, and congratulations. I think we'll now leave the floor for some closing comments.
Do we have more people from other teams now?
I think we covered all the teams. So the design team and the people choice teams, we could not get them on, but congratulations to them as well. Maybe we can get them on some other forum later.
And congratulations to all the runner-ups as well, because it's always sad. We need to define winners, and that's it. It's the beauty of the competition, but there's plenty of other people behind which have done an amazing job, and most of your projects, for a lot of them, are implementable, have real opportunity, and we will be sharing with you in the coming days the full scope of all the comments from the judges regarding your projects, so that you can learn, see what their insights are, and be able to work to keep on working. I know a lot of you would have liked to have a couple of hours additional to fine-tune, finalize your project. That's fine. Keep on working on it, guys. Based on some of the comments from the judges, you'll see that you're close to doing something great, but the competition is like that, and we have to recompensate people which have been able to manage finalizing the full scope in the deadlines. So I think now we're going to close the ceremony. It's almost 2-hour ceremony. And we are going to invite Sean as well. Hello, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Howdy from Texas.
There's the wizard behind the curtain.
Definitely.
Welcome.
Thanks for.
Can you give
if I may,
ceremony and what you've seen?
If I may, welcome Sean here. To all of you who are online here as organizers and as participants in the hackathon. Sean Arena is a longtime colleague and good friend of Florian and mine through many different iterations of the travel, tourism, and hospitality technology stack, marketing engine, and a long, hard march to this API economy that we were all able to benefit from during this hackathon. It's a pleasure to be working with these two gentlemen on a very large problem about the pandemic. And I have to say that we have just begun to leverage the power of a group of all of you through an event like the hackathon. So I wanted Sean and Florian each to talk a little bit about what their expectations are about what comes next. It won't be overly specific and quotable, I hope, because we're still figuring that out with your own feedback from the hackathon and from our own team of 30 plus volunteers. But they all have thoughts about why they did this. And I don't think it's an embarrassing question to ask both of them to share some of that if they would.
Sure. Well, it's hard to believe that less than 3 months ago, this whole concept was just a few.
Yeah, we can't hear you well, Sean.
Sorry, it's hard. Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Here we go. So it's hard to believe that less than a few months ago, this whole concept was just a few bullet points floating back and forth between the three of us, and now we're here. So it's exciting stuff. Truly, this past week has felt like the first time in the last 15 weeks we're an industry again, at least in my perspective. And I would say that this is honestly the first time, or one of the handful of times in my 20 plus year career in the travel tech industry, that this feels like a team as an industry, transcending all sectors, all regions, all skill sets, noobs, veterans. That's where the magic happens. And so it's just a thrilling thing to see from every perspective. I'm honestly astonished at what's been accomplished thus far. So to Gene's point, we have a lot in store. We're working through a series of activities, events, competitions, contests, various engagements. We'll be polling the group here that has all been part of this to get their feedback and opinions on what they value out of TravelScrum, because like the name itself, we're agile and we will learn from our experiences and iterate along the way. My last parting comment or thought really, and I just want to tie a bow on it, was based on the question posed earlier from, I believe it was Gabby, which was a great one, about what happens in a post-pandemic world with some of these solutions. Well, certainly some may go by the wayside, some may have sustainability, but I think one important point that hopefully everybody gets out of this are the relationships built from TravelScrum. Because at the end of the day, that's what moves the industry forward. If you think about how this whole movement came together, it was from relationships. Sharon and I have had a deep relationship for the past 15 years. Gene has been a very close colleague of mine for the past 10 years. So hopefully people think about it not only in the context of the innovations born out of these events, but what networking and opportunities arise just by virtue of having these people in your forum to call upon for whatever new idea comes about down the road, where you can tap into that pool of knowledge and resources to really advance the industry forward. So again, I think this was an incredible event. I'm very proud to be a part of it. Hats off to Florian and Gene for really being at the forefront of pulling this off. And again, thanks to all the rest of the Scrummers that have really rolled up their sleeves and made this a reality.
Thank you, Sean. So me, I'm going to the point I want to make is that TravelScrum, as said already, it's about the movement. It's about a non-profit. It's about bringing value to the industry. Currently, the most evident value we need to tackle is the post-COVID recovery and tackle the three challenges we spoke about in this hack, and which were amazingly covered and tackled by the teams. And thank you again, guys. And the industry has always been able to reinvent and readapt itself. So once that is done, we will need to go and fetch new objectives, new values to create, and the industry still has a lot to do, a lot to improve, and we will be asking the community to get together again in order to think, reinvent, and think out of the box and find solutions which will help the biggest number of people in the industry. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for believing in the Scrum, for joining the Scrum, and thank you once again to the teams. And I forgot at the beginning to mention one guy, Greg. Thank you as well. I forgot to mention you, so I'm sorry for that. I'm very proud of everything which has been done, and it's just the start. And our next step is to provide you feedbacks, follow-ups, and insights on the achievements. So that's our job, and to create the new opportunity as well.
And one other point, many details to come your way if you're a award winner. We have to connect you with the award providers. We haven't forgotten that. We needed to announce them before we delivered them. But please pay attention to your email. We'll contact you that way through Slack also. And if you have any questions and you're an award winner, please reach out to any member of the team and they'll get that message through directly to us. Okay? Or directly to us. Congratulations to everyone.
Guys, congratulations. I'm happy of what just happened, and I'm happy for the teams. I'm happy for the participants. And let's bring it on. Let's keep on scrumming. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Aurélie and Katie. Aurélie, you're a master. Katie, you're a star. Thank you so much. Saloni, Shiksa, bye-bye.